Now this training is quite unusual because I'm working the tendons and the ligaments, the joints, more than the obvious muscles. But how do I do this? What's the easiest way we can get started on tendon training, activating the tendons more than the muscles? And if we can do this, of course, this will prevent arthritis, increase our blood flow and our lymphatic flow because we're moving the joints, moving the lymph nodes and stretching and contracting the blood vessels in the joints to move the blood. Now the easiest way we can do this is this, rolling the shoulders. This is the easiest way I can explain this. Now we all know how to roll our shoulders forward and back, but the secret, and this is important, the secret to activating the tendons is to continually try and increase the range of motion. You see, I'm not just rolling my shoulders forward, I'm really trying to roll them and increase the range of motion. When I move my shoulder joint to the limit, it is stretching the tendons, so I've got to move them to the absolute limit and keep trying to increase that limit, increase the range of motion of our joints, of my joints, because this works the tendon. When you take the joint to its limit, the tendons in the joint start to stretch, and it's at that point that I'm working the tendons. If I just roll the shoulders by themselves, nothing much is happening. I've got to stretch them to the limit. And now here, try this. I've lifted my hands and stretched the fingers up, stretched the shoulders all the way out, then I rotate the shoulders forward and backwards, and I'm really trying to stretch to the limit. I'm stretching my arms apart, I'm stretching the fingers out, I'm rotating the shoulders, little finger twisting up, and then now the little finger twisting over to the front. So here I'm just rolling the shoulders backwards and forwards with straight stretched out arms, but I'm really trying to reach the limit of the stretch and the rotation. When I go to the limit of the movement of the joint, this is when the tendons get activated. And we can all do this. It's very easy. You can just do all simple normal warm-ups that you do, but you've got to try and move your joints to the very limit that they can go. At this point you'll feel the stretch in the joint, then the tendon gets activated. And if you keep moving with this full stretch in the joint, you're going to be working the tendons and the ligaments more than the muscles. Now here, this is a more complex exercise, but I'm flexing the fingers back and I'm rotating all the way. So here I'm rotating the little fingers over, and here I'm rotating the thumb over, but I'm again trying to go to the limit. Turn my hands, my elbows, my shoulders all the way over, and then pull them all the way the other way. Pull them back and then stretch them forward. And this is a particular exercise from Kua Qi Gong, but you can also see there's something similar in Dragon Qi Gong, like I did in my previous video. So here, inhale, I pull back, twist up, exhale, I twist over and push forward. But I'm really trying to work the tendons and the ligaments to the limit, stretching the fingers apart, flexing the wrists back, twisting the shoulder as far as it can go, twisting the elbow as far as it can go in both ways. And now here at the end of these exercises, this is how I collect the energy. Hold the hands in front of your belly, nice upright neutral spine, rib cage, shoulders up and back, belly in a little bit, and I'm gently pulsing left and right and trying to feel the energy in my belly spinning round and round. So when you work the tendons, you're working the blood flow because you're moving the blood vessels, you're working the lymphatic flow because you're squeezing the lymph nodes, and you're also working the energy, the qi, because the qi is very closely connected to the blood. And if you move the blood, you're also moving the qi, and you're moving the blood by stretching the ligaments and the tendons. So not only are you getting stronger, you're preventing arthritis. It's very, very efficient, and it's very, very good for you. So I hope this made sense, and you can try this with all other joints. And this is the training that I do. This is the basic, simple training I do. You've got to move the joints to their limit and keep that tension and that stretch on the joints as you move them to the limit. It applies to all of them, the hips, the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, the toes. It's moving them and stretching them to their limit all the way, each way round. And always trying to increase that limit. This is the key. You're always trying to increase the range of motion. And when you try and increase that range of motion, you are going to be working the tendons. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.